Hello and welcome back to the Nord's house. Voice forgetting Shu here, as let's be real, I'm going to be forgetting all, and I mean all of the voices. The only ones I have control over at this very instant is Nick, because I don't do anything with Nick. Nick's just me. And technically I have Gumshoe right now because
Well, he's a little piece of shit.
is what I've at least made him because I found that funny and I can remember that, and I have a slight feeling that Gumshoe's going to be a repeating character because he has started to repeat already. And he's a detective, so, you know, why wouldn't a detective be in a crime area, would he? And lastly, I do believe I have a good understanding of Miles Edgeworth. Maybe. I don't really know. We'll figure that out very quickly in the game, won't we, when we go to court. I am semi-stalling right now, and the only reason why I am stalling is because I just realized it's getting warmer here. The sun has been going ham on my windows all day, and I have a wall that is just windows, which is at my back. Now I also do have 2 layers draped over it to prevent heat transference, but of course the glass is still heating up, and therefore heating up my room. And I sense it. So yeah, no, that was it. Now we go into the game, because we're going to be playing now. Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai, Day 2, Trial. Yes. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 4. Also, another thing I have done is I have decided against continuing with my weird-ass usage of, whatchamacallit, inner voice? This whole stick. Because listening back to it, I don't think I've made it well. Potentially, if I were to use that, I will not use that. I would need to make a better one. The one that actually sounds correct, I would call it. It just doesn't sound right to be in your head. So instead, you all have full reign on my voice mod again. So, you know, can do whatever is within the reins of that. Have fun. Edgeworth! I knew it! Also Santa Claus. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. I will never get the judge as one thing. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I am prepared this time. I am ready for court. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony, please. I have a late night opera show I would like to watch. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar detective. A face everyone knows, Gumshoe to the stand. Yay! Okay, we'll start straight at that. That might be a bit hard. Oh no. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand the case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. This thing. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. The security lady that works at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. She gave me donuts. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. Now, the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. You can see that he's a V for victim. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest. Was the murder weapon. Weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
I kinda don't regret having given him that voice, because he had a lot to say there, and that voice doesn't strain me for some reason. Should I listen to that whole thing again? No! I think I could probably remember that. Yeah! Right? I don't have memory. So, the murder weapon was a spear! How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is... Guilty person said what? No, wait. He is not her. What did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand.
Edgeworth, don't do it! I don't want her near me!
Unfortunately, she's gonna show up. She's gonna tear me apart. Actually, I don't know her voice anymore. Will the witness declare her name? Oh no, oh no.
My, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
I can't do an old white lady and do that at the same time. I have limits. Your name, please.
How dare you? No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of a trouble getting his witness to say their names. It's a weird trend. I enjoy it.
Wendy Oldbag, Daddy. So just call me Grandma. So even when I was young, I still howled the other children. Believe it, but there was this boy, the captain, he called me Oldbag. Well, I just...
Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, Daddy.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Yes, please. Now the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, sir, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, Daddy.
You may begin your testimony. I'm not easily swayed. She sure is one hell of an old bag, and I really hope she can't read my mind. Witness testimony. Witness's account.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest has been doing a run-through there since morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Right? Yes, Your Honor. Witness's account. Again. But this time.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m.
Hold on a minute. So up until that time, anyone who wanted could go into the studio?
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, Eddie. You'd need an employee card key to get in.
Right, the card key that I have, that I stole. So what she's saying is the one who wasn't supposed to be there could... So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in, yes. Was there anyone at the studio when you arrived at the guard station?
Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since morning.
Hold on, wait a minute. A run-through?
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing? Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon?
I had some errands to run that morning.
What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. Don't be jealous of the old Bagmire. You could quit being a spirit medium, take up on guard duty. Apparently that allows you to do it.
Not a bad idea.
No, Maya!
Anyway, it was at 1 when I got to the guard station.
Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next.
I was at the main gate from then until 5.
So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks, not even a second?
Of course, I am professional. You know? Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper-whopper.
Snipper-whopper?
Old Windbag is losing it, Nick.
Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see?
Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right?
Hold on a minute. How'd you know that?
I have my way, said overdressed young detective told me.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Mr. Gumshoe.
I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, the detective isn't cut out for his job.
You didn't say. That Edgeworth agrees that's not good. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting rattled out by a security guard.
Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m.
2? You sure?
Sure as spit.
What? But who was the man?
Really, you shouldn't try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something.
You should try not to.
Yeah, that's a very different sentence. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
Are you the same age? It was Powers. That was the man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ass, Sonny. Well, Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. That's the last line, right? Yes. Well, it's time to pull out my secret weapon. Where's my gun? I don't have a gun. I have a spare. But this, I would argue, is the secret weapon. Because there's one detail here. That's not Powers. Definitely. Like, this is a courtroom. And that's not a picture of Powers. That's a picture of the Steel Samurai. Costume. Different. Of course, there is still the issue of here at Ace Attorney. It's not enough for me to prove my client, the defendant, innocent. I also have to find the actual culprit, or else he's still going to jail. Because they have to send someone to jail. They're very efficient.
Objection!
Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this, exactly? None other than a Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Hey. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness. It would be weird. He's having trouble calling your old bag, apparently. Interesting. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nicey old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should all be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. And she's screwing Mr. Goody Gumshoes over by quite a lot of it. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it. Was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. Press her until she squeals. Push her buttons. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs.
Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. This is the up and up. Youth today always whining about each other, pointing it's enough to make it old.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, do not upset the witness.
I think Edgewood has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene... Sorry, excuse me.
Hold on a minute. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the sealed samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
And what about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then?
I saw Powers trip and fall.
Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the steel samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle.
I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony.
He broke one of the props. It was a big mess.
He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in a court record. Samurai spear obtained in a court record. I mean, yeah, it probably is gonna come back to us on the fact that it is mended with duct tape, yet it pierced a man's chest to death. Anyhow, remember to drink your waters. I'm having a sip myself because the old bag is tearing my throat. Man, I wish I could say delish after having a sip of water, but no, it tastes horrid.
Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
Excuse me. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot? Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... Where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. You sure you're sure, Your Honor? No. I will object. Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Enchanté. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Why does she keep talking? What do you mean, continuation?
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before that was Mr. Will Powers, and no one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Ah, nah. The time of Paul Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see. Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Yes, are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicion-looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicion-looking? Right, so someone non-suspicion-looking did. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before one? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old Windbag sure has balls, or... oh, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Alrighty, what do we have? Motor weapon, photo, card key, guide map. Yeah, the gate is here. I've pressed everything. I have. No one else went there. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. And it was 2:30, right? Yes. Dang it. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing. She. Oh, whoops. Sure. Are you absolutely sure? Please. Stop being sure. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Let's just do this again because we're gonna be pedantic. Haha! Wait, what? Hold on! Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that a computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at a studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one person. And for one other photo. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access the security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But a camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, how?
Believe me, I want to. But I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are, you whippersnapper too.
Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate, someone other than the sealed samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Terrible witness, just terrible. I see. Your testimony, please.
Lady, stop talking! Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that add suspicion looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first time I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
So...
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Uh-huh. Another job. That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But its computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that have suspicious looking, you see.
How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point.
My apologies. I certainly needed a cough. Remember to drink more water. Prevent coughing, or wheezing, or any other Pokemon from invading your home. It's dangerous. They're very deadly. This lady will be the end of me. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're not like me, a proper jackhammer evil magistrate fan. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second, did you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain? Are they rats?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and...
They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you raised, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? A kid killed Jack Hammer? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a steel samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I raised the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. Why? This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider the new information. And no forgetting this vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Now we have a 5-minute recess. And I'm going to use a little bit of it, mostly because I ran out of water. So I'll be right back to get myself some water to fill it up. It's a problem. No, that wasn't a 5-minute break. But I mean, we also do have to do the things in here, which is definitely going to take me more than 5 minutes. Let's be real, I know myself. Yeah. This is one of those days where I managed to forget to refill my bottle ahead of time, and therefore, it just ran out. Yes. I think that was his voice. Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So who was the steel samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The steel samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Well, it doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now, and unless we get another one, they will convict you, even if we prove you innocent. Nick? What are you going to do? First, we play for more time, then we play dead if that doesn't work, and if all else fail, terrorism. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right! It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. what does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Yeah, we doomed. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. And it's none other than Maya. Go with it, Maya, go with it. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not take kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Power that could have committed the murder? Now, there's a few things to take into account, obviously. One of them is, we don't like people accusing the innocent. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has done it quite a lot of times now, and I've proven it. Right, so the assistant girl, she has had free reign and usually been in the background, but she also didn't have a way to get there. Security lady and grade school boy are the only two people who could have gotten there. And technically, the grade school boy could have used the spare by the fact of the spare broke at the tip. Could have taken off the tip, jabbed it in, and then reattached it. Didn't have to hold the entire spare at the same time. So, I'm accusing a child! It was a grade school boy! Why isn't anyone saying anything? Are you seriously suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills veteran action star with spear. For one thing, the murder weapon was with a steel samurai. Right, I forgot about the picture. Would you care to explain just how this boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part. Maybe? Maybe. How about absolutely maybe? What's with that sass? Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. What do you mean? It could have been the child. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. May we move on, Mr. Wright? This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. So who was this person other than Mr. Power that could have committed a murder? It was the security lady! It was the security lady! Wendy Oldbag! Who? The steel samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper! Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you?
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the steel samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Show comes two, baby. Phoenix, Nick, don't get ahead of yourself. Just no. That's odd. Isn't this about what Edgeworth's pants? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
Should I let old bag just hang there for a moment? It would be pleasing. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it?
Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. It's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this to a whole new way.
Press further.
The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cause doubt on Miss Oldbag's action on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hannah?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute.
What about the other person who went to the studio?
The boy, the one whose photo I erased.
You know, we tried to accuse him, remember, old bag?
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said, second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
The boy's not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper?
Proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed his murder.
I mean, again, technically it would be the photo then. Because we used this earlier. So I'm going to pull that out again then.
Take that!
Your Honor, the murder weapon was a samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could a boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, would a witness care to comment on this?
The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be the first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings of the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something old bag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Woohoo! Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run up barking up the wrong tree. Me!
I'm talking.
Love music.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what's this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about?
By whom? Oh, you mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? That's a new one.
Well, testify.
I thought it was free. My lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something.
There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day.
But if you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
You didn't tell the court everything you knew when we told you to.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Be thorough.
I think it's Pierce. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. So you were told not to talk? That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. And there were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director?
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their actions, scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producers around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? I mean, we couldn't go there because of a fallen tree, I believe.
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkeys was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but, yes.
So, hang on. Let's just go on to this one for a moment, as I can. There's only 2 photos, and these photos were taken when someone went from here, well, went in this area. Yes, there's only 2 pictures taken, one of the Steel Samurai and one of the kid. There was not a picture of Jack Hammer going here. There was not a picture of the directors going here, or any other people. So what's the deal with that? Anyhow, it had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been there, see there, but if we're going to be accusing me, I'm not getting let scot-free. Nick, I guess pressing up is the right thing to do. For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. We get as much information as we can. Yeah, I just got up. Did I press this one? Them. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer for starters.
The director? Yeah, okay, that's just about the same. Yep. Short-term memory. Let's go. Yeah, I would like to continue though. They had said they had nothing to do with it. No, that's the wrong one. No, fine, I'll take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studio on that day in question. Oh, that makes sense. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people that we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all, and this court is adjourned. October 18. 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I say...
we'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating and find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for Sutton, so now's my chance to get a material for the cross-examination. So Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure of Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. I do not. Well, she wasn't winning any point in there with or without my accusation. It doesn't help that she was holding back crucial information that would send an innocent man, maybe, to prison. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. To be continued. Saving content. Yes, I would like to save. Override save. But now, day 2, investigation. And I have come to the conclusion that it is very likely that Ace Attorney is going to be a 1-hour stream thing whenever I do it, because about one section of this is an hour. And at the very least, with characters that is in these chapters, my throat doesn't like it. It is not happy with these characters. At all. I blame mostly Windbag. But it's also just me being bad with what I'm doing. So anyhow, we're going to be ending it here then today. Though with it being only 1-hour streams, I might be able to do multiple 1-hour streams. Instead of just the 1 2-hour stream and maybe one other stream in the weekend or something. We'll see. Next stream will then maybe be tomorrow, maybe Friday. Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. It's got to be one of the days. We'll see. Or maybe more. Anyhow, I do enjoy Ace Attorney quite a lot. Hope you all enjoy it as well, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta!
The stream is done now for the day. The nose has